And this 4 vs 4 is going to go down on a map known as, you've seen it before, it is currently in the ladder rotation. Hello to Adaptive Fate. Alrighty, let's grab our usual sorting up there and have an introduction to the players. We have Team 1 up the top here in the blue colours, and Team 2 down here in the red colours. Yeah, no, yellow's not red. Bear with me. But anyway, let's say hello to what we have. First off here for Team number 1 in the straight out blue colour, it is Tiffy. And we wonder if Tiffy's going to throw a bit of a tiff. Anyway, Seraphim for Tiffy, blue, getting a first lane factory down with some mixes and a hydro nearby. Beside him in cyan, it is Zigster. And old Ziggy here is Aeon. He's got his first factory down as well, getting the mixes and off to the hydro. Above Ziggy in the lavender colour, it is Marty Jayan, H333. It's just going to be Marty, something like that. Anyway, he's Cybran getting his mixes on in a hydro. And finally for team number 1, up here in the back in the light blue colour, we have Madman. Madman is in what is technically the air slot, I would say. But he is getting his hydro now, so he should be alright. Let's say hello to team number 2. First off, team number 2, burgundy colour. It is Omega Precaution. And just probably going to call him Omega, but he's Seraphim, burgundy, getting his hydro up. Beside him in the middle, in the yellow colour, it is CN Passion. Passion is Cybran, just about finishing his hydro there. Third player for team number 2, orange, UEF Nibber. N-I-B-I-R, Nibber, Nibber, just going to be Nib. Nib's easier. Anyway, Nib is UEF and off he goes. And finally, team number 2 up here in the rear airguard position, it is Mutant Gene Bull. Now, Mutant Gene Bull is Seraphim in red. Okie dokie, so there's the team sets breakdowns. Let's have a look at the ratings, which is a wee bit in favour of team number 2, but 98% balance, it reckons. That is massive. You know, see how? Anyway, that's fine. The highest rated player is Passion in the 1300 range. Remember, this is ladder, not global ratings. And the lowest is actually Martin, is 2 points lower than Nib. Very, very close. Okay, let's have a look at the reclaim on the map. There is 35,000 to be had. There's a couple of large rigs on the edges here, but mostly it's in these clumps like this. Here we go. There's a few T2 mixes sitting in here to be grabbed. That's a whole bunch of reclaim. You simply cannot afford to let your enemy get off your side of the map. If you can maybe stop your opponents from getting some of that, that'd be great, but I wouldn't try too hard. Got some frigate wrecks around the edges as well, and just rocks and trees sort of everywhere, dotted all over the place, ready to be scooped on up. Nice little island here as well. So, first combat units are out from Zigster, and he's got a couple of he's got a scout with a couple of flares, going to go say hello, sneaking on past, and maybe they can find something over this direction. Maybe catch a stray engineer that thinks it's safe if they cuddle up in the corner here and hide. We'll see how that works for him. Similar thing going down the other side, a couple of civilians out from Tiffy. And Tiff is going to get those just to have a bit of a scout out. So one of the things about this map is the central water. This provides opportunities for commanders to be able to pop out as gun comms and overcharge some units, kill a few off and then sneak back in, as long as you're cautious and don't overextend it a bit, and hopefully don't get caught by torpedo bombers. They will be alright. The other thing is lots of water around the outside, and if you don't have navy and your opponents do, you are going to have problems, because these are very open to being destroyed by anything. Nice flat land right at the back of your base is a beach, and that beach can be problematic. Also here, while you might think you're a wee bit safe from the cliffs, the arcing fire from destroyers may still be able to clear those edges and kill off some of those mixes at range. Okay, we have these little wee islands up the edge here as well, a few mixes, but mostly you want to get here for the reclaim. 1500 to grab from all of that. Nice to have in your coffers. First drop, there it is, coming up from a Madman. He's actually heading to the back plateau. Nope, dropping some off there and then dropping some more off this way. And we have a counter drop coming over from Nib. It's going to be a fight for this island down that way. Drop coming over here. Here we go, that is Passion. He's throwing a few units down and wants to get that nice big chunk of reclaim right there. Indeed he does. Max extractor, reclaim, and then radar. So dropping off some NGs here. Looks like he's going all over the place. Just wants to get some units on down. And why not? So the drops are nice. Same thing going on over here for Zig. He's got his engineer off and is not paying as much attention though, because he's still sitting there when there's a map, sorry, some reclaim ready to go, and in comes a drop from Omega. And Omega's drop is going to be a problem for Ziggy because there's more engineers on there, and depending how many he drops down, I don't think he's going to get much more of that reclaim. But there's one NG. Who's paying attention? 3, 2, 1. Who's going to reclaim who first? I imagine it's going to be Omega because Zig will have his attention elsewhere. There we go. And Omega wins. Let's get a reclaim back, but it's too late because it's already been started by that NG. Whichever engineer starts it, wins it. Long story short. Okay. Maybe another NG battle over here. There's far more engineers being dropped off by Madman. There's 4 on that transport, which is hovering and not dropping. Get those engineers on the ground, get something started. See, Nib has done exactly that. His engines are done. And there we go. 4 engines here. They can start get building and they can get themselves into that island and contest for it. Over on the other island in the far corner, we can see that while Zigster is down with his engineer and he's starting to build a factory, there's 4 engineers from Omega and they have already got a factory down, and they're going to probably hold that much better. In the middle, Martin pushed very far forward without any support whatsoever. His commander is just standing here. This is not a good place to go. I think he was wanting to try and get some of the reclaim, but this is not a good situation for him. He's got a comm plus a bunch of tier 1 units, and he's definitely focusing on the wrong thing. He should be trying to kill units, and now he is getting blocked, and all the DPS coming from the units is what is going to do in for him. He is down into 4,000. He's not going to make the water. Martin overextending himself, yelling for E, but E is not going to help him right now. He is a dead man. 500 health, overcharging some units. Too late. Martin way overextended without any support. That is not where you want to be. I don't know if he didn't have any intel, if he didn't see anything coming, but he should have been not there, basically. Not there at all. Okay, on the left-hand side, we can see there's some mech marines. And that's why I'm hearing mech marines, because I'm seeing a factory being attacked by mech marines. Engineers, come off. So there is the tickle of doom. Although this engineer is going to get a reclaim off. Yes, it is. It's going to kill one of the mech marines with reclaim. These guys are just tickling this factory down. Maybe they need to focus on the engines coming out. More mech marines rolling in, and another engineer is going to die there. I would probably stop producing engineers at this stage. Let's see. On the left hand side, it is Zigster just holding up front with this comm. Nothing doing there. A drop coming over from Passion. That is a combat drop. There's plenty of units on that front. Perhaps they're going over here to finish off that. But the island is now under control of Madman on there. Just as this island will very shortly be under control of Omega. Because, yeah, he's not stopping that. And where's the drop? The drop is going, the drop is down, and this little wee section of the island is now basically doomed. Yep. Mantis are in. Well, they can kill off everything. Not that there's much to kill. There's a couple of mixes, a hydro, but they're not going to get anything else done unless the transport comes back to pick them up. Over here, Tiffy is shooing away these units, but she's got problems on the front side. Zigster has abandoned his post. Not too surprising, that's a lot of mates coming his way. He doesn't really want to get in trouble with those. And now it is Tiffy with his own Zuis, and Tham's trying to prevent the Mantis swarm coming through. Some extra units coming over from Zigster should help enough, and if his commander pops out the wall, he can start dealing some damage there as well. But still, that's some territory lost on the left hand side. Seem to get themselves a wee bit of a foothold there. And Tiffy needs to be careful. doesn't want to be caught out. These units could swing back at him really rapidly, and he does not have a lot on the ground. He does have units as backup. Zigster also has units, and Zigster needs to think about bringing these on down. I thought maybe there was a push on the cast, but hello, here comes Passion, and Passion is a gun com. The last thing these guys need to try and deal with is a gun commander, as well as all these units, because that is going to be a problem they simply cannot face, and Tiffy does not want to be there right now. He has got to flee the scene. He's facing toe-to-toe with a guncom and a large swarm of units. He does not have the capability to see this off right now. So he does manage to move out of range of Passion, who's dropped back with his commander for some reason. And now, along comes the unit push. Plenty of units here coming through. Passion moving up with what he has and just going to try and cut things off. Tippy looking a wee bit peaky there, down with yellow, 8,000 health left. Just about got a rank of veterancy, just needs to kill off one more unit, and there it is. So rank of veterancy for him, he'll be fine, but it is Passion pushing up afterwards. His commander running out of units though. Well, yes, it's a guncom. Guncom without units can still be a problem for you if you're not paying attention, and he is though. He's falling back a wee bit and just regrouping up the units he's got. Right over the other side, and that is a whole swarm of units coming up here from Omega, and not a lot to shoot them off. There is T2 on the ground for Zigster. He's got a shield up there with a blaze under it, and he's got a few more T2 units sitting on down there, but not really much to slow this. What Zigster does have though is Navy. It's a whole bunch of frigates and a couple of subs thrown in for good measure. Over this direction we see a scout. Being completely distracting. The lay of the land is giving these tanks a grand old case of fuck the ground. They are shooting for all they're worth, but they're not getting jack done. Love that. Isn't the ground beautiful? And kill the ground. In the meantime, this bomber's just having fun. He's got 8 kills already, just loitering around, killing that very, very slowly. Gun upgrade is almost done for Tiffy. He's going to need it to try and push back on Passion, who is moving up with his commander as well. And at this point, Zigster can probably think about moving up this way with his commander to help in that section. He's been trying to assist down here so much, he's actually dropping units off to the better range of this commander here. Overcharges are picking him off. Factory almost completed for Passion. A couple of cheeky engineers trying to get that down. I'm sure they wanted to try and grab this reclaim field, where there's already engineers from Tiffy doing exactly that. I think he wants to bring these units down though. They're not doing any good there. Coming down this way, they could shoo these units away, they could shoo the commander away, and make him think twice about what he's doing. Up the top though, problems for Zigster, getting raided, and these units are just swinging on through. Not much to slow them down. Again, there's some T2 units here. They're going to need to consolidate themselves into a band over here to stop the progress of these guys getting on through. Where is Zigster's combo? He's down here. He thinks maybe Passion is a target, although probably not at this stage. He can just duck into the water. Here we find gunships though. Passion coming up from T2 gunships, and Zigster needs to think about moving away from where he is. He's got a problem and he's standing still. He needs to make a beeline for the water. 7,000 health and dropping. Ooh, but here comes some ASFs from Madman. They're going to help clean up the skies, kill the renegades out of the air. And Zigster still going, needs to get into much, much deeper water there. There's a Corsair overhead as well, but he should be okay thanks to the ASFs and T1Ts of his own, cleaning up that side of things. But now, T2 air on the cards is definitely a sniping triad. Passion is moving these units up, and this is Tiffy now being the focus of those Corsairs. Yes indeed, there we go, these shots are coming in. He's going to need to bring in his own air. He's got some inties right there, and some ASFs are going to need to help out. They are overhead, causing an issue. There's been a counter drop here. Yes indeed, that's alright. T3 bombers incoming, says Martin. I hear it. And that is a strap bomber killing off a poor little interceptor. Or maybe a scout. It was just sitting there minding its own thing. But this is a problem. Zigster's having to come out of the waters to try and kill some of these units, because it is going to be Tiffy. Tiffy has got no air support whatsoever. Where are those ASFs? Well, they're all the way down here, and they are trying to focus on these strap bombs, but in the meantime, during their focus, it is Tiffy surrounded down well into the red, and he's not going to get out of this. Passion is not going to let up, and this is going to be Tiffy out of the game thanks to air and ground completely overwhelmed by everything, and the ASFs were just in the wrong place. Yes, they were killing off these strap bombs before they could get anything done, but there's another strat launching around the edge here going on its way. Now there's a slight gap in there, and Zigster, 3,500 health on his commander, no ranks of veterancy, no upgrades. He's going to need to evacuate the commander back to his base to keep him safe. Definitely doesn't want to try and engage any of this. He's got nothing he can do on that front. The T2 has been successful up there, keeping things alive. I hear the strat. I don't see the strat. That's because it belongs to Madman, and he's trying to strat down Passion. Passion's comm now the one in trouble from air, down to 4,000 health. 2 more runs will do it, but I don't know if he's going to get them all because he's going to be able to get into the water. And now the strat runs into some ASFs from Mutant Gene Pool. Gonna get another bomb away. He does. Commander dodges, not enough. 1,400 health, but the strat is going to live. But in comes some Janus. Janus dropping their fire on down, and that's fine. Passion is underwater now. He's going to be absolutely fine. Those Janus are going to get nothing done. Too low for the fire to be effective on that front. Needed one more strat. I do hear, there it is. Strat bomber at the back of Madman's base takes out a pair of T2 P-Gens. Maybe we want to think about killing off the mass as well, but it's going to circle around. There's a Janus doing nothing. Where are your ASFs? You are the air player. And the strat is now doing strat things. Gets taken out after lapping another T2 mech. So 2 T2 P-Gens and a T2 mechs. Not good for Madman. Madman needs to try and keep tabs on that. And over this direction, here's losing this island as well. T2 navies around here. We've got a destroyer and we've got some cruisers. They are likely to push up on the left hand side to start doing some damage over this direction as well. So T2 on the way for Passion, and still some Janus coming out from Madman. I feel like maybe he wants to reconsider, throw out a few torpedo bombers. That would do well for Passion. Very much so, but now the Janus are going somewhere else, question mark? What are they going for? What are they trying to clear out? T3 Pigeon on the way for Martin. We have T3 on the ground for Zigster, who's throwing up some flak. Maybe let's think about a Sam instead. A strap bomber will react worse to Sam. There we go. So these Janus have decided to fuck this piece of land in particular with their fiery bombs of doom, and it all gets absolutely decimated. And then they turn around and make the same result of the Hydro, turning into a fiery grave. So I do wonder if maybe they're just going to wander around now and just burn baby burn. So many dead engineers, and there's plenty of mixes they can just simply pick off. Just keep moving around and picking off. But this direction, there's a push coming on up from Omega, and there's an ASF that has decided on a very ill-advised landing spot, but they are falling back. Alright, Janus are having a grand old time over this way. Maybe they can pick another target. There's a T2 mix over here that's just begging to be shot down, but ASFs from Mutant Gene Pool have turned up now, and they're going to be able to knock those things out of the sky before they get too much else done. They took a while to turn up, and the ASFs are coming in from Madman as well. Looks like he wants to try and maybe win the air engage, but doing a strange way about it. Definitely has more ASF at this time, and now would be an ideal time to shoot those things away. There we go, the Janus is still around. Just sending a few ASF to try and tidy the skies up. He is in behind the ASFs from Mutant Gene Pool. That's actually a pretty good air win. And then there's a cruiser down below that's going to help things out. Some hover coming out from Omega trying to protect the back of his base. Not much he can do about that though. There's plenty of frigates and they're going to clean up that. I see destroyer fire coming in as well. Got the cruiser loitering overhead, and this is danger for Omega's base. Where's his commander? Well, his commander's up here, he's fine. This is not ideal. Madman recalling his air, but he's left Well, he was being chased by a bunch of ACFs, so he's lost a few there. Jane is still going to town on this mass extractor over there, plenty of fire over it, and they have actually cleaned out this top section of all sorts of mixers. It's not been a great time. I hear another strat, another one, two strats. Oh dear. Madman. Why no shields? One shield would have kept those alive. Instead he has lost that to a strat. Damage done over this direction as well, although the reactor's going to live. It's painful for that, and there we go, the result of no navy. In fact, it was navy, it got wiped out. But, held by a shield and some subs coming. Just why is he running away from just a couple of subs? Seems not good on that front. Over this direction, it is Omega pushing up with T1. T1 is a very poor choice when faced with Harbingers. Harbingers will absolutely dominate your face with T1 units, so see you later those guys. And that is a push back from Zigster. Zigster doing a good job at this stage. I still don't know why this army's running away though. This navy is more than enough to take care of all of this. Would have been more interesting if it stayed around and just kept damaging away. But speaking of navies pushing on up, and oh hello, there we go, got T2 up here for Zigster as well, so maybe he's worried about the left hand side, getting some units out there to try and stop this from coming on in, because that will come on in. Right, Omega still in the water. He's just been chilling there with this comm for like ever. I think he's just sat there, got a couple of upgrades and decided to do nothing. But that's fine, that's his choice and that's his to make. Zigster getting upgrades all over the place, and there we go, finally getting a shield up for Madman. He's going to want one to protect this lot and another over there to protect his mass extractors, lest he gets strap bombed again. Okay, I see. Zigster wants to clear out the island. Wants to make it his own, wants to remove the eco from Omega. And fair enough, getting rid of eco from your opponents is quite handy, quite a good idea. Like a single... oh, two mech marines sticking around. It's doing nothing. So nothing else has been dropped in that island. It's been cleaned out by the navy, but it has not been repopulated by team number 2. Still, here we go. T1 bomber having fun against some units on there. They have no anti-air in the mix. Out come the ASFs. They're going to clean those bombers up quite lickety split fast. There we go, a few shots and no more T1 bombers. Okay. Harbingers are on the move and they're going to just pretty much waltz their way through all of this. There's a few T1 units down here, but that's not really going to stop them on that side of things. Big navy on the right hand side, but there's also a sizable navy over here under shield as well. A couple of destroyers, a couple of cruisers, and these long range missiles are going to do for anything that's sitting still, like frigates that aren't paying attention. There are a couple of destroyers here, and is that another destroyer coming offline? Yes it is, but that's going to be a problem. Those attack missiles are coming in, they're going to have a go at, well I think, no maybe not. I thought maybe they're going for the destroyers, but they weren't, and now this push has to happen because you can't afford to sit back and let those cruisers do their thing. Right, this direction, and it was some T3 units getting mobbed by Ushivas and T1. So yeah, Harveys are strong, but they're not that many units strong, especially with Ushivas. Ushis are reasonable. Okay. Yeah, Omega doesn't want to be there. If he gets spotted, he's going to take a ton of damage. He has to go back underwater. Have a look at that. Health just shreds. Got to guess the rank of unity, which really helped him out a lot, but he cannot afford to engage that amount of T3. Pops out of the water for an overcharge. This is the right idea. Just in and out of the water as you can. Try and do as much damage with the overcharge every time it pops. Focus down the T3 units like that, and that is going to very much help with the survivability of this force. But in his base, T2 Navy having to go at basically everything they can reach, and not good. But then we see the same thing happening over here. T2 Navy is pushing up on the left hand side. Maybe sees nuke incoming? Has he spotted something we haven't? I mean, that happens all the time. All the time, I tells you. No idea. But there we go. He has plenty of build power on this one factory. Now this is not that efficient. Lots of build power, but the reality is you want multiple factories. Multiple factories beats all this extra build power any day, though he is focusing on getting his mass extractors up. Down this direction we see the Navy fight going off, and this is a problem for Zigster. He has got a few destroyers, but there's many more destroyers in this mix, plus the shield boat. And the shield boat is what the problem is. Getting forced away by the T1 units is not a bad idea actually. You can kite them, pick them off at range, and reduce the effectiveness of being helpful to their T2 counterparts on there. Navy over this side is doing as Navy does. You want to bring these tridents in though, might as well. At least do something with them, send them down here perhaps to stop that Navy from happening, send them around here to take out some of those factories. T3 on the way though. That is a T3 factory upgrade, so Nib is going for, well, I guess he's going to be going for the battle cruisers. They are going to be very nasty to try and slow down. And here we go, this is Zigster. He's actually abandoned this position. Decides he doesn't have enough Navy to take that on. I think he might have actually. There's one Cooper, one cruiser and the shield boat, and only 3 destroyers. He's got 5 destroyers of his own. And now what's happening is this base is getting absolutely hammered. 3 eco-death. And that's not anything you want to happen at all. Now it looks like he's rejoining with these group up here. He wants to get a bigger Navy force to contend with that, and okay, kind of makes sense. Speaking of navies, lots of people here having a bad day. Absolutely outranged by these and just losing units for no pressure whatsoever. I am hearing bombers somewhere. Torpedo bombers, there we go. They've been saving up and they have done their duty, but they haven't done what they need to do, which is kill the shield boats. Right, shield boat versus cruiser. If you have torpedo bombers, go for cruiser first, I think is the general consensus. Once a cruiser is dead, your torpedo bombers can then wreak havoc on other stuff. Cruiser's going to die, shield boat should be second, because that's just free health regeneration. And along come the ASF from Gene Pool. He is not happy about the torpedo bombers destroying his friend's navy, as well he shouldn't. And where is the air from Madman? Well, it's up here doing nothing, and these here, dear, he is pumping out nothing but torpedo bombers, and torpedo bombers, they don't fight back against ASFs. Madman is very behind in the air game, and this is a problem because while he's helped out the navy, and this could be a win for Zig on the land, he's losing on the ground. These are whalers, and Zigster is going to have to do this. T3 lands, T3 anti-air on the ground, and he should be building. He's building a GC is what he's building. Damn, son. He is absolutely poor. I thought he was Seraphim. Does he have Seraphim Tech? Thought I saw Seraphim Tech somewhere. There we go. What he should do is get some Seraphim Tech, get one of those up to T3, because they have the best anti-air mobile AA. The T3 lightning tanks are great. They hit their target, they're an instant zap, they have area of effect, they are absolutely fantastic for killing air. Redeemers have a missile launch, the Cybrin also has a missile launch that has to take time to catch up. The UEF one isn't so bad, just a direct fire Gatling gun, which does pretty good work, but the Seraphim T3 mobile anti-air is the best, hands down. Right, now what's going on over here? We have a submarine rush. T2 subs are coming out here from Zigster. They're just going to go, hello, how you doing? I'm going to kill you now. They're maybe not as good as you think. Subs are reasonable. T2 subs are okay, but I feel like in a 1 versus 1, they're just not that good against destroyers. At least you can keep them at range. The destroyers do have torpedoes of their own. They do have, like, even anti-torpedo, but here we go. Zigster has finished the Galactic Colossus, and it is making its way forward. Do Team 2 have any idea what they do? They know it's there, and they'll be able to see it all the way because there's an Omni radar, so no hiding from that. We'll see how it goes. Alright, what about Team 2? Well, there we go. Mutant Gene Pool is the right thing. He's creating an air grid. He's got 4 factories up, and they are on the way and running, getting some more power up there. T3 Navy, and hello battleship. Oh dear, going straight for battleship. I think there's, yep, straight for a battleship. That is going to be a problem. It's going to just waltz around here and be able to murder anything within, well, about that much of a radius. All of this is under threat. This is the only area that isn't, and even then it can probably just up there and do some extra damage as well. A ping goes down because I'm a galactic colossus. I like to walk around and stomp on things. There we go. Right hand side we see some harbingers encounter a brick. Not so good for the harbies. They decided to fall back. They did kill 2 bricks, but it took a bunch of damage in the return. And Passion has built a counter experimental. Yes, there's a Galactic Colossus coming. He's finished off a monkey. He's going to need maybe a bit more to deal with than that. Over this direction, some harbingers and some redeemers are trying to sneak past this little port base here, which they will do. Maybe they're trying to link up with the GC, which they will need to do. Passion is running for the water. He's going to bloody well need to. No way he's going to be able to take that on. Air is coming. There we go. Got some whalers, got some renegades. They're going to say hello to the GC. The problem is the anti-air that is coming in. These redeemers, they do have good range. And here we go. Got a handful of those, and they're going to do some extra damage on there. More airs coming in. Whaler just does not want to be there though. Gonna have to do something because there we go. I hear strats. That's a good answer. Only a couple though. And get those whalers and renegades back in. You need to be doing as much damage as possible to that. The monkey has come around the wrong side of the pond, and the GC now has a free run into here. There's a whole lot of eco. There's a T3 air HQ, there's a T3 land HQ. If that GC makes it, it is going to have a grand old time killing stuff off. Plenty of eco, but most importantly, this tech. Those are the HQs, they go down, that's going to mean he is not going to be able to build absolutely anything. Not so great. There are some ASFs around from Madman. He may want to not push into that though. There's a lot of air, and the ASFs from Mutant Gene Pool are somewhere else, I think. I don't know where they've gone. But Madman squeezing with his ASFs anyway, going to take out as much air as possible. Let the GC do his thing, stomping all over buildings. Down goes the T3 land HQ. GC's still very much alive, and he can now start focusing on something, anything. Just needs to shoot, damn it. Shoot. Use your face. What's it aiming for? It's just walking. It's not actually killing anything, and it does go down finally. This is a wreck. Doesn't even fall over, this one. Just dies where it is and gets stuck. I think the moving was the focus rather than shooting, so it was trying to shoot behind us. That was... Madman says that was bad. Yes, no, I mean... The HQs are down, so it's going to take him a while to recover from that. It will take some time, but even as that's happening, that has been a distraction for these harbingers, which are coming straight for Omega's base. Monkey's going to try and catch up to those, but they're kind of quick, and they're going to start doing some damage. Although there were a large number of ground forces here from Omega, the hover was over this direction trying to prevent this from coming on them, but even as they're redirected in this direction, now the harbingers can decide to focus down on something. There's a commander coming in from Omega's. Com has got a gun and T2, so he'll be fine for that. These guys are going to die. They're not really focusing on anything just yet, and they're going to have a horrible time against all those Zui fire. Look at all the shells landing. You'd be very glad you can't damage your own structures or units with that, because that would have been awful. The Navy creeps just a wee bit closer up the top there. Okay, look at all the air. So Madman has gotten right back into the air game. He's kind of been allowed to, and that's... I believe that's nuke. That is nuke. So Mutant Gene Pool switching up to a nuke launcher. And there we go. We see here that Madman has gotten into the air grid a wee bit better. No nuke defense on his side. And no nuke defense for Zigster either. Okay, and are they scouting is a question. They have scouted a little bit, but they've got no radar. They've got no idea that anything is being built right there. Going to need to get something to go over and have a look-see. Plenty of scouts in the air for a madman, but they're just not being utilized. Navy over the side, well, the battleship has finally got there. It is taking us a long time to get from the back. Finally reached the front, and this entire navy is now under complete and utter threat. Complete and utter threat, and what's this? Mega says, sorry guys, I need to go. Well, that's unfortunate. His commander is right here, and he's going to kill a whole bunch of stuff when his comm dies. Nope. Anyway. Oh, Monkey vs GC. Hello. I didn't even see the second GC be created, but that's going to be a dead monkey and a GC with still 40% health. Looking nice and tidy. Air is coming on in, but there is a swarm of anti-air over this direction. Sniper boss get prioritized, and the Redeemer still very happy and alive, and this GC is making his way forwards. You might want to think about changing your mind on this upgrade here, Passion. Might want to think about that. And what is going on this way? Well, there we go. It has been Omega who said, sorry, I have to go. He's handed over everything to somebody else, and he's making his way downtown. And there we go, laser cancelled for Passion. He's decided he does not want to stand in the way of this. And second GC coming in. What's he got to stop it? Basically nothing. Where's the air? Some T1 bombers are swarming up from Mutant Gene Pool, and they're going to need to try and do something because there's nothing on the ground to stop them. Are they actually trying to finish the crab, which is half done while a GC is walking in? It appears to be the answer is yes. That's a strange decision. Strange decision indeed. T3 engines are walking up to the slaughter. It's going to give the GC plenty of experience for veterancy, and in come the ASF swarm from Madman, just wanting to clean the skies up of those T1 bombs that are coming through. All sorts of things are dying, and the hives are now on a reclaim mission, trying to slurp health out of that GC. They're doing what they can. T2PD been thrown down there. The GC turns back to the megalith and missing. That beam is going straight through the mega onto the ground. Not what I want to see happen. And kill eco is the call. Try and kill off the mixers. That's really what you want to do, but the GC is running out of health. These hives have reclaimed it into oblivion. And again, snowfall over there, probably because it was being reclaimed by those, but it's again been followed up by some T3 there, some Harbingers, and some Redeemers are wandering on through. Navy over on this side. Well, that battleship did not last long at all. Swarmed by submarines, swarmed by torpedo bombers, and that navy is now in full retreat. There's just nothing they can do in the face of that. There was a sonar platform is gone down, and that is far too much to try and deal with on that front. Over here though, we have more moving on in. These units are on the way, and what have they got to defend it? Well, nothing on the ground really. Mutant Gene Pool could move up with his commander and have a go. He's got some engineers here trying to throw down some point defense. Gonna need a bit more of it, but that nuke, well, has been made, but it hasn't been loaded. It's taking a very long time at this rate. I think the focus is going to be on anything but maybe T1 PD would have been a better idea. Right now what they need is Mutant to get himself out there with his comm and do some overcharging. The question is, does he even have overcharge? I don't see e-storage. He does have it somewhere, and overcharge is exactly what he needs to do. Ligstad builds yet another experimental. It's another GC. He's absolutely bossing it with those. Mega Control K is out. He did say he had to go earlier, so it's not too much of a surprise. He was already handed over most of his base to somebody else. But here though, Harbingers, and they are decimating Gene Pool's air grid. All the explosions. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 T3 pigeons. He's lucky to keep this one alive at this stage. But now they're focusing on the anti-air, which needs to survive. This needs to survive as well. T3 PGN is necessary for Jeanpool's survival. Their harbingers are going for it though, and this is not good. Why is he not overcharging? Because he has no power, because he's still trying to build something. The nuke. Now see, this is something that it's going to take him a very, very long time to kill that Harbinger, because it's regenerating health at the same time. Maybe his T3 commander could reclaim it, and that would work a lot faster. A lot faster. He can't even kill this, and his shield's about to pop back on. It's going to take even longer. Oh no. Here we go. T2 point defense over this way. That's going to help. But yeah, if you're in this situation, you might as well grab your comm and you might as well go and reclaim. T3 engineering suite is faster than unupgraded drama. And I don't know if he's going to keep his factory alive either. Oh, very lucky. The Harbinger turns to fire at the engineers instead. And now Mutant Jeanpool, he has to rebuild all of this. At least he's got the engies to do it. Does he have the power? Oh no, he doesn't. That's going to have to be something he's going to work on. Let's see, more torpedo bombers, and we're going to see more battleships dying to torpedo bombers. Oh no. You should be joining T1 Air. You definitely need to have your own air, because this is a massive push coming in. The subs are coming in as well. You're going to want some torpedo bombers. Hasn't noticed he's got factories back here. Some flak would be great. Squeeze out of there like a cruiser. That could be good. Zigster with yet another experimental, and now he's starting on a donut. GC on the way, and what's this? This is a support commander drop with some engineers. They are going for that reclaim. Crab is done by Patchen. And how's that nuke? Well, it's still loading slowly. PDN's getting rebuilt. What's going on here? Let's see. Well, a panic build of an SMD for Madman. He's going to really hope he can get that completed. While this isn't really loading at the moment, Mutant Jeanpool's eco is in tatters, and he's trying to get that all fixed up and rebuilding his PGNs at the moment. In the meantime, this Navy is absolutely done for. So many subs and still building. Well, seems to be reactive to everything else. Wants to get some torpedo kind of thing. And hello's Passion underwater. This is not a good place to be. And Nib gives up. He throws out a control K. I don't think he was that badly off. Let's go ahead, Navy back there. And everything goes over to Passion. Nib bows out there. The SAMs that would take care of the torpedo bombers, but it's Passion under the water. Oh, mate. But everything is now in the hands of Mutant Jeanpool. And let's see what he has to say for himself. Well, he's got a crab. He's going to need to bring that back somewhere for some defensive duties. He does have the SAMs over here. They're going to take care of the air on that front. Subs are still under the water there. Perhaps some torpedo bombers of his own would be useful to chill those out. But there's a GC in the base. Another GC. Actually, this one I missed completely, or maybe I mentioned it. It's taken that long to get there, but it is on the way. And Crab needs to do crab things. Stand still and start blapping away at the GC. All it can do, whilst it's being hammered at by Janus, just simply cannot outrun those, and GC is going to get in range very shortly. And there we go. That is going to be the end of that crab, though. The GC is getting shot in the back. A bunch of Yinzings and a bunch of Zoes doing some extra damage. The crab is about to pop. Burning alive. Exhaustion in the face. And the GC is now free to walk on up with a second one coming in behind it. Nuke is out from Mutant Jeanpool, and where? What does that sound? That sound. I don't know what that's about. very noisy though. Right, where's the nuke going? Well, Zigster's on the run because he does not have SMD. He was busy building teleport defense. Nothing here. Stop that nuke. There's a Tsar going up as well. Good times. In comes the nuke. On goes the nuke, carrying on back over this way, and oh no. The SMD is loaded for Madman. It was loaded. That would have been a great place to dump a nuke on. Mutant Gene Pool throws out the GG. I feel like that nuke was probably its last chance to get anything done. Especially as he's got a GC in his base, so he's not even going to get that. And he's going to go